Head coach Jerry Mack joining us now. If you want to go back and talk about the bye week and what you were able to accomplish during the week off.
Got a lot of good things accomplished on our bye week. We always go back to fundamentals, get a chance to work on some conditioning, and then get a chance to do some quality control. Just kind of see what we were good at, what we were bad at over these last couple of weeks, and try to identify whatever our strengths and weaknesses are, so we can grow going forward from that. But overall, it was a good, successful week.
And this is also our first press conference ever since our home opener against Shaw. Can you talk about that game as well?
Anytime we get a win is always a good situation. But there were some things within that game that we were really disappointed in from a football program, all the penalties that we had. It kind of stunted the growth a little bit as far as getting a rhythm on offense. Defensively, I thought we did a really good job creating turnovers and also tackles for loss, and we were able to hold those guys to 0 points, so that's always a good thing. But I did see some really good things from our offense, and I think if we can learn from those things going forward, we got a chance to be pretty good.
Last year you guys used having no TV games as kind of motivation as a rally cry. Now you have two back-to-back. I guess it's kind of like a respect thing from the conference.
I hope so. It's one of those situations where we talked about it all last year. We found an opportunity, the last game of the season, play on television. Then actually the Celebration Bowl was on national television. But this year we get a luxury of going into the season. We guaranteed to televised games, and I think the guys are excited. Anytime they get a chance to play on national television in front of their fans and across the country, their family members all across the world get a chance to tune in on television and see them play. Is always something pretty special for them.
This is a younger group you had. Definitely on the offensive side of the ball, younger group you had last year. Is this a group that's kind of ready for prime time and kind of ready to put the team on display and show the world what they're made of?
Your guess is just as good as mine right now. We'll all find that out on Thursday night. But I will say the guys have really been working hard, especially on the offensive side of the ball. When you talk about our youth, which is the biggest thing, those guys have really been coming to work every day. They've been trying to put forward the effort that the coaches have tried to instill in them. And they shown flashes, whether it was Duke or whether it was Shaw University. Those guys showed flashes that we got a chance to be a pretty good offense if we, clean up some mistakes.
These TV games, they're for the university, they're for alum who are all over the country, but I'm sure you said extra pep in the step of your players, your coaches, probably everyone around campus this week because of the TV game.
Yeah, it's a lot of fanfare going around this week right now. We have a marketing department that's done a really good job of putting in place some things that's going to give the community a chance to come to the game for free, give the community a chance to experience a different type of game day atmosphere than they probably experienced in the past. So we're really excited. Our players are excited. Our fans, our alums, everybody's really excited about having an opportunity to play a Thursday night game. I don't think we've played one since 2013, so it's going to be a pretty special night.
Coach, any night you guys play, anytime you guys play, you can look behind you, and those stands are packed behind you every game. I mean, how much pride do you take in that?
I take a lot of pride in that, and I think our whole university and whole community should take pride in it. We've done a really good job, I think, of building our culture here in North Carolina Central over the last 3 years, going into the 4th year, and you can just see it keep getting better and better every week.
Kind of helps that you're winning. That might help a little bit.
That always helps. We've been able to be very successful in O'Kelly-Riddick Stadium. We haven't really lost a conference game since 2015, so we're really excited about having an opportunity, another chance to get out there this year and start MEAC play.
It's normally come down to UNA&T for the MEAC championship the past few years, but South Carolina State has always proven to be a formidable opponent. Can you just prep us for that one as far as what you guys expect from them to bring to the field on Thursday night?
They're always a contender. South Carolina State is always right there in the top 25 polls, or right there peaking and trying to get into the top 25 polls. They got a future Hall of Fame coach over there, probably a future Hall of Fame MEAC player. And Darius Leonard, number 10, preseason defensive player of the year. They're very talented. They got a lot of pride within the program. I think they own more MEAC championships in football than any other MEAC school. So it's a lot of pride in that university and a lot of pride in that program. So we know we're going to have our hands full because they're going to come ready to play.
It seems like in the past year they've always been a team that's always played you real tough.
Last time we played them, it was 2014. So I think in 2013, the year before we got here, it was a really tough game, national televised game again, and Central came out on the bad end of that stick. But 2014, we were able to sneak out of there, going down to Orangeburg with a win. But, you watch those guys over the last 2 years play different opponents, and they could have very easily been co-champs or champions in any of those other years that we didn't play.
This would be kind of like already a different schedule because it's a Thursday night game, but then the excitement, is it like a homecoming week where there's so many different things going on that you got to make sure your guys are really zeroed in and locked in and focused?
I think the change in the schedule is the biggest thing. I don't know about the fanfare about a homecoming, but as far as just being zeroed in, the week did change. Everything kind of gets pushed back a little bit different than it has in the past. And anytime you get off a schedule or you change the schedule for a football player, something we always as coaches is worried about. But I think the guys have done a good job of being focused. The bye week definitely helps because now we're able to get in there and look at even more film on an opponent.
Catch-22 for you guys to get you're getting your 2 nationally televised conference games, but at the same time it's back-to-back Thursdays, and like you just said, the coaches do worry a little bit about the schedule change. How are the players reacting to that, and are there any concerns moving forward, especially with next week being the Thursday game too?
I don't think so. Honestly, I think the bye week really helped us in that aspect. We got a chance to sit back and heal some guys, some minor bumps and bruises. And then on the flip side of it, it's still 7 days before the next opponent. When we get done playing on Thursday, it's the next Thursday. So we just have to tweak the schedule a little bit as far as certain days become different days going forward.
The last game against Shaw, you played, 2 quarterbacks ended up playing. So how will that go this week?
We're going to start Michael Sanders, but I think you're definitely going to see a dose of Chauncey Caldwell going forward. Chauncey proved to us in the Shaw game he can come in and he can really do some good things for us as an offense. He provided a spark as well in that Shaw University game. Micah, he did some good things as well. He's not turning the ball over a lot. He's making some correct reads, but we definitely feel like that Chauncey can help us win some football games this year.
Plan is it a feel thing, or you're going to go in there with a plan like, okay, the first guy's going to play 3 series and then you're going to bring in the next guy, or is it a feel thing, how things going?
I think it's definitely a feel thing. We're going to kind of continue to evaluate Michael Sanders and how he's going in the game and how he is doing. But there are going to be situations. We have plays on the call sheet. We want to definitely get Chauncey Caldwell some touches early in the game.
It's early in the season, Coach. Is there something that has surprised you with this team, maybe positive or negative? And on the flip side, I guess, has there been any negatives or positives that you've seen so far that you need to clean up?
We definitely need to clean up our penalties. We're becoming too highly penalized as a football program, as a football team right now. So we got to clean those things up. And as far as just learning about our team, we're learning and growing week to week. We've got a lot of new faces on the offense side of the ball, and defensively, we added some pieces to the puzzle as well. So, hopefully, I wish we had a couple more games to gel, but, we got to grow up fast.
Has there been some positive surprises for you that somebody's been stronger, that has come on maybe more than you thought they might?
I'm really impressed with our linebacker core right now. Reggie Hunter and Denario Laster and Kenneth O'Neal, those guys are playing at extremely high level. We always knew they were talented. We always knew they were going to be good. But at the end of the day, you got to put the body of work on the field, and that's one thing they've been able to do that has really impressed me. Isaiah Todd on the offense side of the ball, we always knew he was going to be a talented running back. He's just coming a little bit sooner than we expected. But we're really impressed, and we're really pleased with his growth right now.
When you look back at the A&T game or the Celebration Bowl game from last year, did your team kind of surprise you a little bit about how well they handled the stage and how well they played in either one of those games, or maybe both?
I don't think they surprised me. I always knew we had a mature team last year. We had some older guys at quarterback and at center and things like that. And those guys did a really good job of handling the spotlight, especially when all eyes were on them. And I think that's one of the things that we're constantly finding out about this team. How different is 2017 team from 16 team. And I think as the weeks go on and continue to grow, I think we're going to continue to find out how different this team is.
It's a new team. Do the guys like having the bullseye on them? Because you guys have had so much success the past few years. Do they take a little pride in having that bullseye on them every time they go out there?
I think they do. Definitely would have rather had a bullseye because we had success as far as not having a bullseye. So I think they do take pride in understanding that they are top dog and people are going to be gunning for them, and they're going to get everybody's best. We tell them all the time, what you see on film, you might as well amp that up 10 times because teams are going to be playing you a little bit harder. They're going to fight a little bit longer than what you see some people.
Could you kind of sum up Darius Leonard for me after watching him on film?
Very rangy football player. He's a guy from sideline to sideline. Anything on the perimeter, he's going to be able to make plays on. And that's what's really impressive about him. You can see why the NFL scouts are drooling over that 6'3", 230-pound frame because he's a guy that's big and physical and can run. And, that guy you always got to know where he's at on the field at all times.
Well, is he a guy you game plan around because he can cause so much disruption?
Yeah, you're always conscious of him. When we're sitting here and watching film and evaluating and putting this plan together as offensive coaches, we're always just kind of trying to figure out, are there different ways we can manipulate him or, run at him, run away from him, things like that. So we have a plan for him, and, I hope it works.
Without giving away your game plan, do you have more concerns or you feel kind of comfortable with what you've seen on film, game plan towards him?
I feel comfortable as far as our package and what we got going forward. He's a really good player, but we got some really good players too. So our guys gonna have to show up and come to play.
What makes him? Is it his physical tools or just his smarts and knowledge of the game makes him so dangerous?
I think it's athleticism. He's a guy that he can get to the edge and make tackles for loss or make plays that a lot of guys in our conference can't make. You watch Darius on film, and sometimes plays that playing another opponent might go for 5 to 7 yards. It may go for a negative yards against him.
He's not like a big, bulky linebacker. He's like an athletic guy who can move. Like, how much more problems that could cause for your young offensive line or your backs who have to block him come in for a rush?
It could become a problem, but like I said, I think we got a great plan as far as how to attack him, and this is the whole South Carolina State defense. Darius is a great player, no doubt, but they got some other guys on that defense that probably gonna have a chance to play this game for a long time.
Do you think he gets so much attention it kind of takes away from the other linebacker who's pretty decent too?
I do. I think both linebackers are pretty good. I think they have an exciting safety back there, Jason Baxter. He's a graduate student. So they got some guys on that defense side of the ball that really can make some plays. He overshadows them a little bit, and that's what we try to explain to the team. Now, he's not the only player on that defense. There's 10 other guys on that defense. It's a reason they've been one of the top defenses in the FCS for the last few years. And it's not just because of him. It's because they play collectively as a unit and play great football together.
Do you think it's because a lot of times the quarterback or the running back or the lineman come out, they're looking for him every time, and they just forget about the guys making plays or getting their line different places?
I don't think you can forget about him or some of those other guys, but I do think sometimes you can spend a little too much time focusing on one guy and not understanding that, hey, there's some other guys that's on that football field that can play as well. And that's what we've been trying to deflect some of the attention away from him somewhat, because we all know he's a good player. But now let's focus on how to put together a great scheme and great package to attack the entire defense.
Coach, the road to the MEAC championship starts here. First conference game, just talks about you already got your quote unquote 2 non-conference games out of the way. So just talk about the road of the championship starts now.
It does. The focus and the detail that we put in is a little bit different now. Just for the simple fact, some of those non-conference games, sometimes you want to be a little generic. Sometimes you may be holding things back. Might not want to show everything. But now it's a different world. Now it's about trying to put our best foot forward, trying to make sure everything that we do is top-notch, because everything counts from here on out.
I know you haven't played him in person, but on film, he's probably one of the most impressive defenders in the conference. I know you won't keep talking about me, but he's probably one of the most impressive defenders in the conference you've seen?
I think so. I mean, it's a reason he's a Defensive Player of the Year and now preseason Defensive Player of the Year. So, yeah, he's probably one of the most impressive figures that we faced. A few years ago when they had Javon Hargrave, we faced him as well, and he was just as good. Him and Darius were on the field at the same time causing havoc.
Was he a freshman then?
I think he was a freshman then. And
even then, causing problems.
Oh, yeah. And he was a good player even then at 14.
How would you say that, after the first 2 games, playing Duke and coming out of that one, and then being on the other side of winning big against Shaw, how do you think those 2 games have prepared you going now into conference play now?
The great thing is we've had good and bad. We've had some ups and downs. So any coach always wants to have some adversity before you start going into conference play. And we've had some adversity against Duke. Obviously we came out on the flip side of that stick. Then going forward against Shaw, we were able to beat them by 41-0. So we're not quite as bad as we looked against Duke. We're not quite as good as we looked against Shaw. We're somewhere in between, and that's the great thing about conference play. We get a chance to kind of figure out what our kind of skill set and what we are as a football team.
You haven't played a close game yet. I mean, this one has all the makings of being a close game, and you haven't been in one. Does that worry you a little bit? possible?
No, we embrace it. I think that's one thing as a coach. You know, you're not going to blow people out all the time and things like that. So you have to be ready for those type of close games. A lot of times, especially in our conference, games are close. You know, there haven't been a lot of blowouts in conference games. Those games always kind of come down to a fourth quarter or a play here or a play there. And we've been in that situation before. We've had a lot of close games. So I feel comfortable our kids will know how to perform and know how to react if it comes down to that.
Are you a coach who you want your guys to embrace the big TV game or the big moment, or you're more like it's another game, just any other game approach?
Just another game, really. You know, the TV cameras and the timeouts and the commercials on all that kind of stuff kind of slow the game down sometimes. But the guys got to understand that, you know, we still got a football game to play. And I think they can enjoy the moment and they can look back on it one day. But at that point in time, we're trying to win a football game on Thursday night.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.